So, I watched the second Alpha and Omega movie finally. So first of all, is it really the second movie? Is it a sequel? That's an odd question, I know. Like, well, yes, but, and I mean a big but like my own. Well, okay, this movie is called Alpha and Omega 2, a holiday adventure. And it's based around Christmas time. It's all very much Christmas. And the movie is around 50 minutes long, so not really movie length. So is it actually a Christmas special then? It's a bit of both, but it does go by Alpha and Omega 2. So I don't know, it's weird. So anyway, let's just jump into this review. This movie was made in 2013, so 3 years after the first one, starring, well, so in the movie, none of the original voice actors returned, none of them. I don't know who did the voices for this one, but they do a fantastic job of sounding like the originals. Like a really outstanding job there. I really have to give them credit for that. The voice of Humphrey was a voice actor I really like, so it was sad that it wasn't him, but he does do a fantastic job of sounding like him, so kudos there. You know, when you're doing like critiques and such, you gotta give credit where credit's due, and credit is due there, so good job to the voice actors there. So the story is about Kate and Humphrey have pups! 3 of them, 2 of them alphas and the other one is an omega. How that all works, I really don't understand again. It doesn't make sense honestly once again. But by the way, I do have a few problems with this film. One is the animation. It's slightly worse than the original. For the most part, it's still like the other, but it did get a slight downgrade. Especially some scenes with Garth and Lily where her hair is like so white. So like the hair looks like not enough attention was put into it. But basically this movie was straight to DVD and it does show. It's not as nice as the first one. Not that it's saying much, but as I did mention, the night scenes look nice in the original. And here, the scenes are just meh. Which is maybe a little weird, because why didn't they just use the same models? And the movie was made 3 years later, as I said. I don't know. Number 2, the names of the pups. While everyone else has pretty normal names, Humphrey, Kate, Patty, Winston, Lily, Tony. The pups are called Claudette, okay fine, Stinky and What. Well, that's harsh calling one of your cubs Stinky and the other one What just because he's small at birth. I don't know, such basic names you would hear in a kids movie basically. Just, his name is Stinky. It's just weird compared to all the other names, so it's very off-putting. So the film starts with the introduction to these characters, showing that Want, maybe small, is brave and strong and climbs up a tree to show that he can climb up a tree? I don't know. We then see Kate and Humphrey being all sappy and cute. They are talking about how it's the holidays and they are going to be making their first holiday dinner for everyone. So this is where the Christmas kind of stuff comes into it. Like Kate telling him to go out and get some holly. Though I do like a little joke here for the adults where his friend Salty, the stoner-like wolf from the first one, comes over and telling him, hey, let's go get some berries. And then Humphrey is all like, I don't like berries. Salty, fermented berries. It's like, and then Humphrey is just like, I love berries. That made me giggle. That did make me giggle. That's a good thing about this movie, honestly. I will say that I did not expect. There's no like kiddie jokes, like farts or something. Not that the first one did, but it's a straight-to-DVD sequel with kid characters. So I thought maybe I would do those kind of jokes, but they don't. There is like one poop joke towards the end of the film. There is that, but it's nowhere near as bad as what I thought. So that is a good thing, I will say. I don't know, it's just something I expected, but was surprised that there wasn't. Another little adult joke I like is basically Garth and Lily, still a cute-ass couple, are basically out living life in the forest, out in the grass kind of stuff. Like Garth is still an alpha, but prefers the omega life with Lily. And so his father says the two need to find a cave to live in. Garth says, me and Lily like living in the grass. The very tall grass. Oh my. Oh my. So anyway, while Want is up in the trees, he spots some other wolves around the area, and then his siblings get attacked by a bear. Some of the other wolves come to help, and when Want comes down, the other wolves capture him, taking him back to their neck of the woods. These wolves, you find out later, were once part of the Eastern Wolf Pack, the same as what Garth and his father are, but then joined up with the main lot at the end of the film. So they basically take him as bait to lure out the Western Pack, the main lot, so they can take over, I assume. So then Kate and Humphrey have to go get their child back. So that's what the story is about then. So then, like, how is the actual movie? Well, it's okay. The big problem is they do a lot of throwbacks on the first movie, and I get it, but it's also dumb that it doesn't try to be new then. They do the vine swinging from the first movie, not looking as good though, with a slightly worse animation. They have a little bear they come across, though this one can talk and says he is lost and starts and needs to find its mum. So Humphrey is reluctant at first because of trouble he had with a little bear in the first movie. Later on in the movie, once they get to the road wolves, Humphrey pretends to be this mighty Omega standing up on Garth and tall grass to make himself look really tall. I have to admit, this scene did make me giggle because all you just see is him hovering around in tall grass. It made me giggle, but yeah, it ends with a little bear finding his mom, saying that these wolves saved my life, but the other wolves are bad. So Monk gathers up the other bears for a massive epic fight with wolves. Well, okay, not really. Especially when Lily ends up being the one that takes out the most with a log. Yeah, her. So I guess that is a disappointment, I guess. Not that I expected much out of it in the first place. But yeah, so Kate and Humphrey get their son back, the other two cubs are with them, and they decide to go off towards where the humans are to meet up in that particular direction. But then it starts to snow and they get lost. What ends up running up a tree once again and spots a human road not too far away. But still play fast, so the only way to get down there is by sledding down in a log. Just like they did in the first movie. But I have to admit, at the end, it's pretty damn adorable. I like the little slow motion cuteness joke they did in the first movie. In this one they go slow mo and Kate hugs Humphrey from behind, and gotta admit, it's super adorable. So they end up back at the same gas station for the first movie, which makes no sense. Because how did they end up there? Didn't they get drugged and taken far away in the first movie that they ended up hitching a ride in an RV and on a train to get back home, but somehow they found themselves that far away to end up at the gas station that was in the beginning of the journey in the first? What? Okay, sure, movie. Sure. Like, yeah, the first movie ended with them going on a train back to their home, and that took like all night or whatever. So, it just doesn't, like, how did they get to the freaking gas station? What? And then who was there? But the hunter that was there too in the first one. I guess he owns the place, so that's fine. So this is where I'll put my paws on my head and scream. Ah! Ah! Really, movie? Really? This part was so dumb. This part was just so dumb and Christmassy. So Christmassy! Oh my god. So Humphrey is of course scared because, well, there's a hunter who tried to kill them in the first one. So they back away towards the trash, but Wad is curious and looking up at the Christmas tree in the window, saying like, oh, look at the lights. And then sees the hunter is looking at him through the glass and quickly goes hides with his family. So now what does the hunter do? He looks over at a photo of his own family, walks out of the shop, house, whatever, with a Christmas hat on now, leaves the door open and gets in his car and drives away. And then the kids decide to get a better look at the Christmas tree. Once in, Kate and Humphrey follow and see the hunter has left out foods in a little dog bowl for the cubs. Okay. And now they're all happy and everything. And in the next scene, they're all sleeping around this Christmas tree. Kate looks over at Humphrey and says, here we are, trying to find our way home again. They look at the kids, and Humphrey says, I think we already are. And it zooms out, and that's how it ends. What? What? Okay, sure, they'll just live with the human through the winter like dogs. I can't imagine what it would be like for the dude when he gets back. Just a bunch of freaking wolves at his home. Just, holy crap, I just wanted to give you guys some food. I didn't mean for you to stay here. Get the hell out of my house. Holy crap, holy crap. Glad I still got my gun in my truck. I'll just go grab it then and get rid of your wolves. Ah! It's so dumb. Oh my god, it was so stupid. It was so freaking stupid of an ending. But okay, let's talk about what I thought about this movie. Well, first of all, it's a sequel, but it's definitely a Christmas special, especially with that sappy ending. There are a lot of callbacks to it first. Some good, some unwanted, and just not needed. Like, I understand why they ended up at the gas station. Why they had to do the vine string again twice, mind you, because the Cubs do the same thing. And with a short one time, it needs to stand out and not just do the same stuff the first did, or else you might as well just watch the first one again. The movie, though, it's not bad. I will honestly say that. It was not bad. It made me giggle at times. The voice acting was spot on. The music is good. It has the same music from the first one. And I always like when sequels use the same music. So to me, that is like a good point added to it. But this does call itself a sequel, so it should be better or add more to the story. But it doesn't really add anything besides that they have pups. The story isn't the worst, but it's nothing new. Then they have the Christmas side of things, making it just feel out of place. The animation is slightly worse, and this is not a memorable movie. So I'm going to go into my score, and I'm going to give this movie a 4 out of 10 foxes. Now, I want to say that a 5 out of 10 to me is not a bad movie at all. 5 is an average movie. 5 is a movie that you can put on while working on stuff. They're good background noise. They're good for reviewing at least once. I'm not one of those reviewers that anything below 7 is shit. I hate those kind of reviewers. 5 is still good. 5 is perfectly okay movie to watch. It's not one that you would probably put on a lot. Maybe, yeah, just as background noise. That's fine. So basically, a 4 isn't the worst to me. 3 and below is when it's bad. A 4 is one I won't technically recommend to everyone. It's not one that I would watch again. But I'm not going to say it was the worst thing I ever watched. 3 and below is when it's bad. 4, I'm saying don't go out of your way to watch it, but if you did like Alpha and Omega and like the characters, I say if you got time or want to watch something in the background, then I say give it a shot. If you really want, it's not a bad movie at all, honestly. I was going to give it a 5, honestly, until I saw that dumbass ending. And remembered, oh yeah, this is totally a Christmas special. Which is not bad, but it calls itself a sequel as well, so it's just confusing and just... The ending was just dumb. That dropped a point easily. So, the ranking for these movies are slowly going down. Will the third movie be a 3 in the Fox scale? We'll see in the next review. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this review. Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel because I'll love you if you do, and hit that bell icon. And if you have watched this movie, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And this Fox says, be who you want to be. Alright guys, bye for now.